Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Igama ngu Asanda Rantini and I make content on all things faith, lifestyle and legal. Let us speak about things I would do or I would focus on in my first year of studying if I was doing that again as I did 10 years ago. Wow. 10 years is a very, very long time, and it's actually been 10 years since I actually completed school. Well, not varsity. I started varsity 10 years ago. Anyways, mine, guys, is honestly a story of grace. I will obviously share that as I go along, but first things first, the first thing that you must prioritize, remember why you are there. You're not there to just make friends, make connections that are going to last you a lifetime. You are there to actually to complete whatever qualification that you are there to do. So what you're going to do is prioritize your academics and time management around that section of you doing your degree. Create a solid foundation from the word go. If I had kept the same momentum that I had in my first year, I'm pretty sure at fourth year I would have had like a cum laude or one of those decorative things. Anyways, that's not about me, but you have to keep that foundation as soon as you are at first year. Do that, and that's all that matters. Like every other thing is just an add-on, so make sure that you build that, be productive during your time. Acquaint yourself with where do you actually study better. Is it in your room? Is it at the library? And also, which times do you actually go to the library? So focus on that most importantly. Otherwise, if you are focused on that, the rest of your time at the varsity will actually be much bearable. The next thing, obviously, build relationships and networks. You're going to have to you will be meeting a lot of people, and I have to share this with you. Whatever you do, have a discerning spirit. Be able to see, is this for me or is it not for me? Try out the societies, try them out. Try out if you feel that maybe you're still wrestling with God and with faith, try out different churches. Try out different ways of communicating with God if that's what you feel you need in order for you to actually be close to God. Do those things, but in all essence, remember yourself. That's the first thing that I want you to do as you are joining these networks, creating friendships. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. If you are not a person or othanda bumnandi or tanda who likes going out, going clubbing, doing all of those things, remember who you are and ask yourself, how will doing this and this benefit me? How will going out to a club the day before, the week before my exams benefit the future me who's trying to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, whatever it is that you want to be? How will that benefit you? Ask yourself those things if you are going to be joining networks, creating relationships with friends. I was lucky that I had friends that understood me. I love Pili. Like my varsity friend was Pili, and she understood things that she would invite me to. She was not obviously a party person, but she knew things that would align with me. She wouldn't invite me to meet up with certain types of friends of hers because she knew, and I also knew the types of events and things that I would invite her to. So make sure that you discern spirits, you discern friends, and if your spirit doesn't sit right with wherever that you are going, that you are planning to go, don't go, because there's a lot of things that happens. People are moving at this time, moving from different cities, different areas, coming to maybe a big city, Joburg, Cape Town, PE, whatever it is. Maybe you've never been to these places, and there's so many crimes that are going on. It's very unfortunate that people are now, when we are sending out our children, sending out our nieces, nephews, we are sending them out to a world that's no longer as safe as it used to be. And And we must caution you guys. There are so many people that are there for izinto that are not good for your spirit. There are people that are there to collect every other thing you can think of. There's trafficking, there's all of those, and if you are in the wrong network, you might find yourself there. And if you are creating relationships and you decide that I want to find my varsity sweetheart, make sure that you have discerned spirits, things that you don't believe in. You are not being pulled towards that with that particular person, because you will only have you to blame in the next few years if it happened that you had been adamant with certain principles, like I want to actually be married before I engage in sexual encounters because I keep myself for my husband. You have principles like that. I want to actually have a partner that has a Christian background because that's what you believe in. You only have yourself, because we actually have free will. God gives us that. You only have yourself to blame if you so happened to be influenced by the people that you meet and you detour from those principles that you had kept with yourself for maybe 17, 18 years of your life, because that's a very long time to have principles like that and keep them, only to let them go simply because you are now at varsity. Another thing that you will have to do is, obviously, as I've indicated, explore, but always make sure you find balance. You can't be exploring during exam week. You can't be exploring during exam week. You can't be doing that. If your birthday is around exam season, you're going to have to defer that. You're going to have to defer it for a time when you are done with exams and go and celebrate your life. It's only probably 4 or 5 years of your time. Trust me, make sure that you give it your best shot and move on so that you won't have to regret. You'll have birthdays, you'll have these things as after the 4 years. But if it's around exam time, defer it, do it after exam, do it after that big test, do it after that big presentation. So find balance in that sense. 4, overcoming imposter syndrome. That's one thing that a lot of people suffer with when they come to varsity. For example, you are coming from rural Nongoma, you're coming from rural Potchefstroom, and you are going to a varsity here in UKZN Glenwood suburbs. You are going to varsity in Johannesburg, Braamfontein, UJ. You are going to UJ. You are going to Stellenbosch for the first time ever. And it's going to actually be a place where you're going to be meeting a lot of people. If you're going to Stellenbosch, for example, you'll probably be going there and meeting people that lived all their lives in Stellenbosch. So you might actually be in class and sitting next to a person that drives your mom's dream car. Like, I remember I used to be in a group with a student that drives, that at that time, she was 20? She drove my stepmom's current car, and it's a very nice car, but that's the car she drove when she was 20. And you're going to encounter those types of people. Don't feel like you don't belong. Don't feel like you don't belong. Don't feel pressured to say, I want this, I need this, I want it for my life. Do not feel that pressure. Do not feel the need to keep up with certain things. There are a lot of people. I read a study where it was said a lot of first-year female varsity students end up dropping out because of pressures that they feel to look a certain way. And also, the study also found that a lot of first-year students, especially female, usually encounter relationships with older people and end up being infected with a lot of sexual diseases simply because, obviously, I'm here in varsity, I have an encounter with a certain Babu Bani who's going to give me 10,000 Rand just for vibes, but I end up being HIV positive. That's a lifetime thing. That's a lifetime thing, and it's something that's not usually easy to just first deal with and say, oh my gosh, this is going to be a lifetime thing that I'm going to actually be encountered with. So be mindful of those things. Keep calm. Keep calm and make sure that your life is actually you remember what I said when I started. Don't forget who you are. If you don't forget who you are, you won't feel the need to be running to things like that. Understand that maybe you are there to just develop your character in a sense of wanting to know more, read more, learn more. Maybe that's the purpose of you having that particular degree, or maybe you are doing a professional degree that you have hopes of Uguti when you are done, you're going to actually get employment. Keep that in mind. Anything else that is there is just those added extras. Maybe certain things, your friends that are influencing you to go on that date with that particular old person because they are maybe connected to a particular. You're gonna meet a lot of people. You're gonna meet a lot of people that you never thought you'd meet, and you'd feel that, oh my gosh, I need to keep up. No, you don't need to keep up. You are still that young teenage girl, teenage boy that's going to get out and build their lives thereafter. If you feel the pressure, shut the noise. Shut the noise and remember your goal is to get whatever. And then final thing, you're going to likely be in a class and meet certain people, especially with guys, that are going to be involved in things like your forex trading, whatever ways of making easy money that may lead them to saying, you know what, I'm done with varsity. Don't feel much pressure in that sense. Yes, try those things out. It's nice to have extra money while in varsity, which will be the last point that I get to. It's nice to have extra money while in varsity, but do not forget the reason why you are in varsity. If your aim, again, as I indicated, was to learn and end up with a degree, that's fine. If you want to learn and end up even not going for employment, starting your own business, a person that has been to varsity sounds different from a person that didn't go to varsity, even if they don't go and work. So things like that will be important. So pressures of you pushing money in a sense of things that are legal in terms of you trading online, and certain illegal things that people get involved in to make fast money. Do not be pressured to join into those things. And finally, if you are able to, once you've found the balance, start things like a YouTube channel, start things like a side business. If you are creative, a drawer, a writer, baker. Are they baking things in varsity? We didn't have ovens in our RS. Anyways, whatever it is that you can do with your hands, even the Bible confirms this. If you are still alive, make use of your hands for the days of your life. So make sure that you start doing things with your hands that are going to make you stand apart. Like, I didn't do a lot of what are these things extra, like your SRC, whatnot. But in my CV, it shows that I was employed part-time for the majority, not just for the majority, for all the time of my varsity life. So it shows that I'm a balanced person. I know how to manage time well, because while I did that, I was able to get the degree. That's an output that's very important. Another thing, I was also employed even in high school, part-time, holidays, weekends. I did that. It shows that you are a complete and balanced person. So if you come out and you have a blog, I also had a blog. So it's things that I would speak about in my interviews. Even now, I still speak about experiences like that of being able to start a blog while in varsity. And my life was all jacked up during varsity times. Like, a lot of things happened that I used to speak about. If you want to go to see what I'm speaking about, go to my very old videos. Anyways, this is not the video, but anyways, try and do something with your hands, with your time that is extra, in order for you to show that you are a balanced person. Start that YouTube channel now. Maybe it might be something that you end up doing after varsity. Maybe you might end up digital marketing. Learn those skills. You have luxury of free internet at varsity. Make use of it, enjoy it, and don't just go on TikTok with that free internet and download movies from illegal sites. Don't just do that. Also involve yourself with advancing your life. With that said, all the best, and I wish you all nothing but the best. I hope that grace goes with you. I hope that you are protected. I hope that it is a fulfilling experience. And if it feels overwhelming, go to student counselors, go to go to those societies that you're going to join and try and find try and find comfort and support in those places. And if all else fails, go back home, go and recoup and come back to varsity as a new person. Love you lots, and I'll see you on my next video.